All of you settle down. More for knowing rather than doing. The doing should be assisting force, coefficient factor, and not a material factor. Commence your education. Understand what is the protocol for education, knowing. Figure out what is learnable thing, which is studyable basically. All learnings don't have study potential. But find out, are you identifying the study potential, studying potential, and then find out what is the learning in that regard. Go for protocol, probingly, to the extent possible now. Understand the concept, idea, purpose, and not just the process. Initializations, sanitizations, these are all vital concepts to be investigated, to be construed. So to the extent possible, do it. But sometimes ponder over these more objectively. So protocols, sanitizations, orientations, initializations, commencements. Basically for education, study content to be identified. So often exhale extraordinary deeper as a protocol. Find out how much it works for all those concepts and ideas. Sometimes voluntary inhalations. Inhalation is just a vehicle, exhalation is just a vehicle. What the vehicles do, where the vehicles go is important. The silent utterance of Om. Find out how much it is relevant to embodiment, relevant to the purpose of knowledge, education. Because it is mentioned in scriptures that Om is hypostatization of all knowledge, forms, and all names, Nama, Rupa. As well as the hypostatization of all that is phenomenal to nominal. And therefore, find out how much is relevant to body, embodiment, mind, psyche, consciousness, to very being in you. Om. Om. Oh. Yogena chittasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena Karotam pravaram munina padanjalim pranjaliranato avahu purujakaram शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिम् हरिः ओम् Bow your head down to the heart and surrender there with exhalations. Drop the palms and open the eyes. We have been treating this as an invocation, and therefore we are not in a position to allocate more time than these 3, 4, 5 minutes. I want you to reach a qualification whereby you'll be prepared to allocate half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour for what we did now. It is such a content. There is enormous content in what we did. It is wrong to call it invocation. Invocations are all formalities, rituals. So it is not invocation. But you are not in a position, if I spend half an hour and 45 minutes to explain what we did. So I'm waiting for that day when you will be qualified to allocate time and energy to understand what we did. Otherwise, most of you are doing for 30, 40, 50 years this. This is like going to kindergarten for 30, 40, 50 years. Would you like to go to kindergarten rather than 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years? So invocation is something kindergarten concept. So you must finish your kindergarten in 2 years. As they say today, junior, senior. Earlier it was lower and higher, but that brought some problem. It is discrimination. And therefore that concept that went away. Otherwise, initially it was lower KG and higher KG. This lower and higher was not tolerated by the sociologists. So they say don't call it lower and higher, call it junior and senior. And now it has become junior and senior. As if there is no discrimination in junior, senior, but a lot of discrimination in lower and higher. Anyway, so I'm waiting for that blue moon as to when you will be prepared to hear about it much more. Understand the purport, import, purpose. But you are all itching to commence your physical culture. So I was not speaking to you during those 4 or 5 minutes. I was trying to restrain myself from speaking. Otherwise, the material was bubbling in me, which would have consumed an hour. I had to compress it in 4 or 5 minutes. So I was restraining and not speaking. I was restraining and not talking. Anyway, that caliber has to come. Otherwise, for last 40, 50 years, many of you are chanting this. This is like remaining in kindergarten for those many years. This is unimportant for us because we call it invocation, because we call it prayers. How much time would you like to allocate for prayers? 2, 3 minutes or 5 minutes, that's all. 24 hours prayers, 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 prayers. How will you conduct your life? So it is not practicable to be doing prayer for 24 hours. Is that right? Or 8, 10 hours or 3, 4 hours. Prayer should be done in a minute or so. As if the God is our servant and he should in servitude of us, by which just 1 minute of prayer. We call it prayer. The prayer is, understand implication. You cannot be having the prayer going on and on and on and on and on and on. It should be just a statement or two. Prayers. Is that right? Anyway, now as you are going to proceed, for which you are itching, and I have kept you restrained. Consider that position primarily as breathesture and mindesture, and the habitual posture should come only like a side dish. Like pickles, theta, etc. But Westerners are aware of something that is sauce. They only know side dishes as sauce. The sauce comes in a big quantum. You don't just take a touch of the sauce. But if it is chili preparation called theta, mirchi a theta, you just want to have a touch of it. You don't gobble it. So for Western mind, it is something like sauce because they are not familiar with side dish concept, which we are familiar. लोणचं, ठेचा, डावभर कोणी लोणचं खात नाही एका जेवणात. डावभर भात घेतात, डावभर भाजी घेतात. डावभर लोणचं खाल्लं तर कोणी करत नाही जेवणात. All of you, lie down and Parsvakonasan. So your physiocracy, physical culture, posture should come as a side dish. Static, static, static. Hey, exercise mindedness. Be on the right side. You are here to exercise. On the right side, both the legs to the right. Take the right hand on the knee. So your craving for physical, adressal, physical process should come as a side dish. As a side dish. Primarily consider that this is a breathesture and postural aspect. A position. Breathesture and postural position. Raise your right hand from the top. So posture should come like a side dish, as I said. For Indians, it's something like pickles. The Western people are not used to such masala. And therefore they know something as sauce. So your habit is to do this as a posture. Your habit is to go for physical culture. But for the education here, I am trying to tell you that give prominence to breathesture and mindesture. Breathesture means what you can do for your breathing. So voluntarily doing for your breath and breathing, and allowing the breath to do what it is capable of. Usually you make it a physical culture, so you do biomechanics. So biomechanics should come as a masala. And let go and come up. Listen, come up. Understand this. Otherwise, habituation, indoctrination is do it as a pose, do it as a posture. Because for us, it is a posture. Is that right? All asanas are postures. And therefore, what is more important is biomechanics. So all teachers will teach you a lot of biomechanics: harden, tighten, straighten, stretch, elongate, concave, convex, inflate, deflate, open, etc., etc. So these are all biomechanics. And our habituation is that we give prominence to biomechanics, physical culture, exercise, usage of the body, body organs, body matter, and addressal of the body matter, body organs. This is what is our time yoga is. It is light years away from Chitta Vritti Nirodha Yoga of Patanjali. Kalla ka? Do you follow? It is light years of Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Chitta Parikarma, Chitta Parishuddhi. That is why you're all with these outfits. You want to make it a physical culture. Now, you're all veterans. If you are a newcomer, I will not say go this way. You are veterans of several years, and unfortunately, we have got habituated to some concept and idea. I want to address the body, activate the body, use the body, do something for body, take care of the body, consider the body, pamper the body, call for the body. And therefore, we take recourse to biomechanics. What are biomechanics? Harden, tighten, straighten, stretch, rotate, suck, inflate, deflate. And we do all biomechanics, which is signature condition of our time yoga and Iyengar yoga. The conventional Iyengar yoga. So that should be coming as a side dish. I'm not saying don't do it. It should come as a side dish. You have to give prominence to breathesture, mindesture. What is breathesture? Basically, what you can do for your breath and breathing, volume, velocity, density, confinement, deployment, function, act, etc., etc. What you can do for breath, figure it out. And give scope, encouragement for that to be done. Secondly, what the breath can do. That's called Pavana Kriya. What the breath can do, allow it to do. It does cognitive functions. It does certain operative functions. So what you can do for breath and breathing should be given scope. What that can do should be given scope. That is breathesture. Similarly, mind. What you can do for your mind and what the mind can do, you have to give scope for mind to do its functions. It has cognitive function, cognitive function, sensitive function, awareness function, motor functions too. Several functions are available in the associated breath or pavana. So that should be given scope. So in mindesture, with few exceptions, you will have to see that you only go for mind to be neutral, mind not polarized. Don't try to electrify your mind by your yoga. Not necessary. Only that is necessary if you are tamasic. If the tamoguna is overpowering, in order to mitigate that, you must electrify yourself. You have to take recourse to what is called as vibrant yoga. Most of you have taken wrong indoctrination that Iyengar yoga means vibrant yoga. Now that is required only when tamoguna is overpowering. Otherwise, you don't have to do it. Tamoguna is inertia, dullness, torpidity. Now that has to be fought out. Now, for that purpose, you have to electrify, you have to be vibrant. Whereas somebody like Ali, the moment I said Paul Muktasan, they went for kinetism. Now, if you are tamasic, do it. If you are not tamasic, if you are not having exuberance of tamoguna, you don't have to go for vibrancy. Otherwise, there's a tag on Iyengar yoga. Iyengar yoga means dynamic yoga, vibrant yoga, electrifying yoga. Why do you want electrifying condition? If it is needed, do it. Not needed, you don't have to do it. Go for even mind. Go for neutral mind. Go for depolarized mind. Don't try to seek happiness out of what you do. Otherwise, in mundane activity, we try to be happy in what you do, what we do. We don't want to be not happy in what we do. We want to seek happiness. We want to seek delight. We want to seek pleasure. In yoga, mind gesture, try to be neutral. Don't polarize. Don't try to become happy, contented, delighted, excited. You have to de-excite yourself. That's the mind gesture. So what will you do to de-excite your mind and allow the de-excited mind to do what it does? You know what angry mind does. You know what desperate mind does, what dejected mind does, what frustrated mind does. So we either understand what positive mind does, what negative mind does. We don't try to identify what neutral mind does. That is given prominence in yoga. Don't try to give scope for positive mind to do something. Because worldly life, you will be positive and do. Go to office, be positive. Go for a profession, be positive. Go for business, be positive. Go for sports, be positive. Go for anything, be positive. Go to friends, be positive. That is worldly dynamics. Here you should not be positive as much as you should not be negative, but neutral. That is mind gestural aspect. The other side. The other side, left side. So, breath gesture and mind gesture. I've given a little idea about what is breath gesture and what is mind gesture. And your posture should come like a lightning in a thunder. And that is why it is something like biomechanics should come like a side dish. Because most of you make those things as staple and not as side dish. Harden, tighten, straighten, stretch, biomechanics, rotate. So we make them as something staple in your process rather than keeping it as a side dish. I'm not saying don't take it. So develop this particular attitude in you. It is so important to be having proper material. So see that you are trying to make the mind even. See, find out what will you do to keep the mind even. What will you do to keep the mind neutral? What will you do to keep the mind non-polarized? Okay? Then figure out what that mind does, what that mind should do. We are only experiencing, otherwise in the world, what positive mind does and what negative mind does. So we know negative mind doesn't do well, positive mind does well. And therefore, this is a norm, advice Be every time positive. And here in adhyatma, you are told, don't be positive, be neutral. Leave the positivity to mundane world. When you are moving in mundane activity, be positive, be positive, be positive. But in adhyatma, try to be neutral. And figure out now what the neutral mind does. As I a while ago said, you know what angry mind will do, what dejected mind will do. They will not do good things and right things. They will not do proper good and right things. If you are angry, you won't do right and good things. If you are frustrated, dejected, you won't do good and right things. This is all going to work in the dynamics of the world. Now, here you have to see what neutral mind does. It gives you a kind of knowledge. And that is important for adhyatma jnana. Let go. Change the side once again. So, signature condition of conventional Iyengar yoga is telling you about technique, what to do, how the feet should be, how the legs should be, how the arm should be, how the back should be, how the chest should be, how the abdomen should be, where to rotate, where to deflate, where to inflate, where to extend, where to elongate. This is what is taught as Iyengar yoga. What Virgil, is that right? Rotate the waist, suck your lumbar, open your chest, suck your dorsal, open your chest, widen your chest, rotate your abdomen, squeeze your abdomen. Now, you're all familiar with that. Now, that should come as a side dish. So, see that you give scope for breathesture and mindesture. What are these? Is that right? How do you teach yoga? So, this pose, how will you teach in your class? Concave here and there, stretch here and there, widen here and there, inflate here and there, rotate here and there, be firm here and there. What, Raju, is that right? So that should be coming as a pickle, such as chili pickle. You discreetly take that touch of chili pickle compared to mango pickle. And now change the sides. So develop this attitude in you to go by this way as well. I'm not saying every time do this way. Because when the tamoguna is more in you, you have to be going for electrification, vibrancy, etc., etc. So also you should know, suppose the rajoguna is overpowering, what should you do? You have to do something to mitigate rajoguna. So you will have to take recourse to polarities, either positive side or negative side. So when you have that pathological condition that you are rajasic, that you are tamasic, there is exuberance of rajatama guna, you will have to go for that. And usually all Iyengar teachers believe that you must be vibrant, electrified body, electrified mind. So in case it is needed as a contingency, you can go for it. Suppose you feel you are dull. Suppose you are dull, you feel you are dull, then you can use that. Let go and come out. So it is not hard and fast rule. Like it happens in physical culture of our yoga. Full arm balance, stretch, elongate, extend, exhale sharp, inhale sharp, harden, tighten, pull, push. So we stipulate biomechanics for you to become vibrant, assuming that you are all dull, you are all in torpidity. But that is not the real case. So when you require the thing to be masaledar, you do it. like an item like bhel. भेळ कशी पाहिजे? झणझणीत पाहिजे, तरच लज्जत आहे त्याच्यात. Your mouth should slightly burn when you eat pani puri and bhel puri. If the mouth is not burning, you don't relish it. So if it's an item like bhel, then it should be having strong masalas. Why should you make every asan like bhel? That it should be lazzatdar, zanjanit, mouth burning. Otherwise, nobody likes the mouth burnt. But when you eat pani puri, bhel puri, etc., you want the mouth to burn. Otherwise, you don't relish it. So you don't want blonde kind of bhel. So therefore, there is nothing like bhel for patients. You have dietetics for patients in hospital. Blonde food. They don't offer bhel. Bhel is not even, because a bhel of that kind is not palatable and not relishable. So understand, where do you need a conventional process of Iyengar yoga, where you require very sharp action, harder, tighten, straighten, pull, push, in, out, rotate. So that is called physical culture. And now signature condition of Iyengar yoga, I don't know what will happen another 50, 60 years. So Iyengar yoga will be either physical culture or remedial, which is sorry state of affairs. Iyengar yoga, because if you become a teacher, you will only get patients and you will have to handle patients. This is unfortunate scenario for last 100 years. If you are not well, go to yoga. If you are not well, do yoga. So you must have some disease, malady, and then you should take yoga. It's not the case today, but it was the case about 30, 40 years back. If somebody said, I go for yoga, what is wrong with you? Something should be wrong with you, then only you should do yoga. Like something should be wrong with you, then you will have formal appointment with a physician. You don't go to a physician just as a friend to say, hello, how do you do? If you say, I'm going to a doctor. Why? Are, doctor can be my friend. Sure, can I not be going to him as a friend? What's wrong? As if going to doctor means something wrong. Going to lawyer means something wrong. Similarly, going to yoga means something wrong. And in our time, today it is little better. Others will come for fitness. It's not that they have a malady. Because there's many of the youngsters are turning to yoga. They want to keep fit. Either they are diseased or they want to become more and more fit and keep fit. So it's all fitness yoga, wellness yoga. This is our time, yoga. Anyway, whatever you are doing, see that give prominence to mind gesture, breath gesture as an education here. Not that every time do like this. When you do your yoga, get onto the mat. Don't be following Prashant at all. Every time. This is education. There are countless ways of approaching a subject. This is one of the ways. So today in education, we are trying to give importance to mind gesture and breath gesture, and therefore we are going that way. Now, some of you are clinically unwell here. Kai Pushpa barobar na? काही लोक नेहमीच आणलेलं असतात. आता वय झालं कधीच बरं नसतं. Then how will you go about? Suppose I had said go for severe physiodynamics or physical culture, somebody like her would not have gone for it. And rightfully, if you have a malady, if you have a problem, you should not go for physical culture. So here I am allowing the physical culture should come only as a masala, a side dish. And more the side dish that is there in Indian cuisine, not the continental cuisine. Because they have only sauces, they almost pour the sauce in the plate. We don't pour pickles in the plate. So let's become familiar with this approach. It has to be done not every time. Don't follow Prashant every time that you do yoga. If you are going to learn on a day, get educated on a day, then I adopt to what I teach. Otherwise, you adopt to any other teachers who teach Iyengar yoga. Sometimes you require workout. You require a workout. In that case, it's a different channel. It's not this channel to go for workout culture. Anyway, those who can do, go for dog pose on the mat. If you are helpless, hapless, hopeless, go to rope dog pose. Adho Mukha Svanasana quickly. And now again, find out. The habit is to go to posture. Many of you have this hard and fast rule. First posture and then go for whatever else. First do the posture. Why not posture? Be actualizing by giving it secondary place. Primarily go for breathesture, mindesture. I've just now given you understanding about what is breathesture and mindesture. So breathesture means you have to do voluntary breathing, functional breathing for not only body but also for mind. For the mind to become even, for the mind to become settled, even, depolarized, you have to use the breath. To penetrate the neutrality, you have to use a deeper breath, deeper exhalation. To penetrate that neutrality, you'll have to exhale sharper as well, deeper as well, and sharper. So you are allowed to undo and redo. So try to understand the dynamics to go for breathesture measure and mindesture measure, and posture coming as a coefficient factor, a secondary factor, playing the third fiddle or fourth fiddle in our orchestra. You every time make it play the first fiddle in an orchestra. That's a dogma of Iyengar system today. So do not just try to do what I'm telling you, try to understand, get educated about what is the purpose of it, what is the purport, import of it, what is the process of it. Knowledge process should be there, not just activity process. Knowledge process. So with a neutral mind, whatever knowledge process is there, it is uncontorted, undistorted. Otherwise, the knowledge process is always contorted, distorted because of polarity. Come on. So in worldly realm, if you are going for education, you must have positive mind. If you are making a pursuit, academic pursuit, you must have positive mind. And certainly not negative mind. Don't go to schools and colleges and academies with a negative mind. You must go with a positive mind. That is but mundane and material and worldly realm. In adhyatma, you have to go with neutral mind. So don't advise your children when they go to school, child, don't be excited, keep neutral and go to school. The child should be excited to go to school. You have to see that to trigger excitement for the child to go to school. But in adhyatmic realm, you have to give prominence to neutral condition of the mind, even condition of the mind. Now, ekapada adhomukha right leg up. Ekapada adhomukha. So the knowledge that comes with the neutral mind is important in realm of philosophy of conduct of life. It is important in adhyatma that the mind should be neutral. Mind should be even. Mind should be depolarized. That knowledge will be uncontorted, undistorted. So change of sight will be done by you on your own. So give prominence to breathesture and mindesture, and posture should be assisting factor, secondary factor. Incidental factor, coefficient factor. So develop this culture. You have to develop this culture. So like your postural obsession should come like a lightning, that your lifted leg should go higher and higher, lifted leg should be rotated well, lifted leg should be focused stiff, hard, etc. Let go, come down. Do you understand? I'm not saying don't do that. Because any other teacher will tell you lifted leg, focused stiff. Lifted leg, hard, tight, straight, supported. Lifted leg, rotated. What is that right? I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying don't do it. It should come like a lightning. Otherwise, in conventional angle system, that becomes most important thing. Bottom leg animated, lifted leg animated, everything animated, everything hard, tight, focused, stiff. So that is good for you when you give importance to physical culture in your yoga. You have to give importance to physical culture also. Because physical culture has a component of your health and wellness. Not the complete of it, but a part of it is stuck. Therefore, we advise, or we are giving advice and getting advice. You must exercise every day. Whether you are young or old, you must exercise. Because it has a component of your wellness and well-being and health. So, classical yoga doesn't antagonize with physical culture. It doesn't antagonize with physical culture under that idea, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. It is inclusive. So physical culture, as and when it is important, go for it. But you should know that sometimes you have to go important to breatho culture and mindo culture as well. So most of you are doing yoga not for self-realization. You're all doing yoga for your wellness throughout the life. Is that right? You want wellness in your life. Throughout the life, you want wellness. And fitness is one of the factors of wellness. You can't be unfit and unwell. So we are all doing yoga. We are embracing yoga. We are fallen in love with yoga because we want to have that aspect of yoga actualized, that it gives you wellness, well-being, etc., etc. Nobody is here to have self-realization. Nobody does yoga for self-realization, self-exploration. We are all trying to keep ourselves fit. So we don't have to compromise with your mundane material life. सातभाई उभा राहा इकडं. So he is a man in a profession. So because of adhyatma, I will never say resign, banish all that profession from your life. Renounce everything. All material, mundane things, renounce. That is not adhyatma. So he is trying to do yoga so that he is fit for a longer time to do his vocation, profession. He is not doing yoga for any self-realization. He is doing yoga seriously, regularly, dedicatedly, because he wants to see that he is a chartered accountant, he is a professor. So he is able to carry out that act for more number of years. So that's the difference between the word adhyatma and spiritual. Spiritual is not adhyatma. Adhyatma is not spiritual. So he doesn't have to compromise with his trade, his profession, vocation, his liking. It's of no avail if I tell him resign from your job, resign from your business. It's not going to work. Like EU raid in India. I can go to his office and lock it and seal it. Never to enter the office. I can do that. Why? You are to spiritual. So for spiritual, you need those things. For adhyatma, you don't need all those things. Adhyatma is a part of your life. It is part of your life. But if it's spiritual pursuit, I will say, stop your business. Stop your show. Or I will go like you and lock it and seal it. EU raid, income tax raid. What do they do? Lock the place, put a seal on it. So there is no word for adhyatma in English. They say spiritual. Anyway, both sides finished. So try to enter this corridor that although this is quite a physical culture pose, can you try to take recourse to Bredo culture, Mindo culture prominence? Now, if I say physical culture, any teacher, Iyengar teacher is better than me. He will tell you small toe, big toe, fourth toe, third toe, metatarsal, tarsal, first metatarsal, third metatarsal, arch, heel, hinge, calf, shin, quarterly, quadricep, bicep, buttock bone. So any Iyengar teacher is better than me in that case. In for physical culture. They will give you minute points and they will activate a very small muscle. What, Rajvi? So I concede. I'm not as good as any of them or most of them or all of them. Now, those who can go against the wall, Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. These are very unfamiliar asanas for you, and therefore it is very difficult to go for what I say, Pradeshchar, Mindeshchar measure. If at all you do it as a posture. And it's also once in blue moon. I have not seen any Iyengar student practitioner regularly doing Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. It is done once in a while. Like you have feast once in a while, party once in a while. You don't have party every day. You don't have party twice a day, morning party, evening party. Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana, lifted leg on the wall, wherever you have the support. Those who are not doing it, you can go for Swastikasana, Parshva, or whatever other suitable pose for you. Urdhva Prasthasth Ekapadasan. Many of you do not look. Come here. Look here. Look here. Urdhva Prasthasth Ekapadasan. The top in this row. Because many of you are looking here and there. What is that? What to do? So it's a sorry state of affairs. It is akin to something like तुमचा नवरा कोण नाव माहित नाही विसरलो बायको कोण नाव विसरलो बाप कोण नाव विसरलो I forgotten name of my father, mother, wife, husband. So this condition is akin to that. You do not know Urdhva Prasthasth Ekapadasan. What is it? Who is my brother? Who is my sister? Who is my father? Who is my mother? I don't know their name at all. Is there anyone who doesn't know the name of your father and mother? Why should you not know the name of asanas which are in your syllabus? Start. So any teacher will teach you posture. Bottom leg, top leg, reference to bottom leg, top leg, trunk, back, spine, abdomen, etc., etc. So make the lifted leg functional, active. And now go for breathesture and bindesture. Habitually, we'll all go for posture. So develop this culture and attitude that you will give little less prominence to posture. It will only come as side dish. Breathesture, what you can do for breath and breathing and what it can do. Mindesture, what you can do for your mind and what the mind can do. So in mindesture, go for neutral mind and let the mind do activities in neutral mind, cognitive activity, cognitive activity, perceptive activity, sensitivity activity, memory activity, thought activity. Let it do in a neutral mind. You will change the sides on your own. To understand how difficult the proposal is, that you should go for breathesture and mindesture right away. And the posture should come like lightning, like a side dish. If your food is not tasty, every morsel you take a touch of your side dish. If the food is not tasty, every morsel you have to take touch. If it is tasty, not that every morsel you take touch of the pickle. So by that by let go, relax. Was I finished? So many of you, because you can't do, you don't like it. Kaisa bhai? If you cannot do what, Pachi? You can't do it, therefore you don't like it. याला म्हणतात कोल्ह्याचं मन. Kolla, fox. But there are some of you who can do it, yet don't like it. You can do it, yet you don't like it. As much as you would like Trikonasan, Ardhachandrasan, Virabhadrasan. That's why it is an unfavorite asan to. It is there in light of yoga, yet it is looked down upon. I have not come across anyone say, I love this pose. I love Urdhva Prasthasth. I love Kapotasan. I love Uchchikasan. I love Urdhva Dhamarasan. I love Shirshasana. Double L, double L, double L, O, V. Double L, double L, O, V, E. That love. I love it. This is the antithesis of yoga, that you love it. If you do yoga because you love it, it's not yoga. Don't love yoga. That doesn't mean you hate. Don't do yoga because you love it. You have to come out of this condition. It will be there for quite some time. You will have to become matured, and don't make that a trigger point or impetus that I love, therefore I do. So that's an aspect of mind gesture that it should be neutral. That the love and not loving it, loving and not loving it, nowhere come in there. I do because I should do. Whether I can do or I cannot do, I should do. Now, this culture is can work handy in your particular age stage in life. If you are like Mahadevan, then it doesn't become you should do it. Birju should do it. Rajvi should do it. Mahadevan, no, he should not do it. So the should do condition, understand how it is related to your stage in life, condition in life. So when it is a should do is allowed there, accepted there, acceptable there, certainly do that, because you will overcome the stage of life. You will go beyond this stage of life, and then it becomes you should not. So before it comes to that, you should not do it, you should do it, give some prominence and importance. Now, those who get the place, go for ropes, first rope away from the wall, go to the windows, you can hold the grills, or you can fix up ropes. First rope away from the wall. So go to the windows, one rope will do, or just holding the grill. In case there is a grill, you can hold the grill and Purvottanasan. Get the bridges forward and do there. The bridges are पुढे आणा and करा तिथं. Now, as I said the other day in the class, you're all used to you do it. Stretch your legs, stretch your arms, open your chest. That means you should do it. You should do it. But the other day, I gave prominence to that dimension. Not only you do the back, allow the back to do. Find out what the back does. Rather than you doing the chest only, allow the chest to do. Rather than you doing the arms and legs, allow them to do. Find out what they do. And if your yoga is based on all that you do, then it's a quasi yoga. You do hands and legs and trunk and back and spine and skeletal physical body, anatomical body. Everything you do. That's the quasi yoga, quasi asanas. Allow them to do. You don't just do the arms here, allow the arms to do. You don't do the legs, allow the legs to do. You don't do the feet only, allow the feet to do. You don't just do the knee, allow the knee to do. You don't just do the thighs, allow the thighs to do. Figure out what do they do. Now, how many of you had this in your mind? I said you are going for breathesture, mindesture in a major way. Right in the beginning, I had mentioned, but find out for how many of you it slipped from your mind and you went habitually for a posture, physical culture. You can undo, redo, and get your education about it. Don't just be doing, and doing doesn't accomplish. It's a knowledge process. What do you know? What do they know? You know, the back knows, chest knows, waist knows, Legs, no. Arms, no. Breath, knows. Mind, knows. So it's a knowledge process. So watching, sensing, feeling, reading. So see that yoga is more a cognitive aspect, cognitive part in it. Breathesture and mindesture major. The habitual physiodynamics, biodynamics should come like lightning, like side dish. Don't make it staple. Don't make it a staple item. Otherwise, you're all used to doing the taking physical culture as a staple item in our yoga. And that's why we are light years away from chitta, vritti, centric aspect of Patanjali's yoga or classical yoga. You can undo, redo, observe, re-observe. A knowledge process. Is there any experimentation falling in place? Are you experimenting something? Breathesture means what you can do for breath. That is conditioned breath, customized breath, devised breath, voluntary breath, functional breath. So there is heavy duty to normal duty to feather touch duty breath, which already has been informed to you. Panchavayu breathing, conative breathing, cognitive breathing, sensitive breathing, awarenessative breathing. Let go. So signature condition of conventional Iyengar yoga should come as a side dish. Because unfortunately, the scenario is such that we have qualified teachers who teach yoga. We have qualified teachers who teach yoga. What is that concept of qualified? But we don't have educated teachers. So qualified person also can be a quack. Education is a different thing. Now, henceforth, we have to see that there is education in whatever we impart as yoga and Iyengar yoga, and not just give them qualifications. It becomes very natural that if you have done 10, 20, 30, 40 years, you will get the qualification to be a teacher. So what is that idea of qualification? You are qualified to teach has a limited meaning. Not that you are educated and therefore you are qualified. Not being educated, you are getting qualified. So understand that connotation of qualification when it is without education. Now, this has to be overcome in our Iyengar systems for its legacy to be on a proper track. Otherwise, none of us are even 10% of Guruji. Is there anyone who will claim more than 10%? I'm 80% of Guruji. You is not even 10%. Then what will be fate of your students? They will be not even 10% of you. See, consider the rate of depreciation that is going to happen. That we are not even 10% of Guruji. Our student will not be even 10% of us. Their student will not be 10% of them. Understand the rapid depreciation. What is going to mend is that there is education. Because Guruji was your teacher, therefore you are humble. You expect your students to be your student, you to be teachers of them, therefore they should be humble. Now, this humbleness reflects in depreciation of a great, enormous rate. Now, education will do something, it will mend the depreciation rate. It won't be so much. You won't be sliding down with such a rate of depreciation, 90% depreciation, generation by generation by generation. What will happen to anger yoga in 5 years? Suppose the depreciation rate is 80% and 90%. Auditor Sangha. Rate of depreciation is 70, 80, 90%. What will happen to yoga in 2, 3, 4 generations? What is going to provide solution for such a rapid slide is education. Get educated. And therefore look at it as an educative process and not just a fitness process, wellness process. So even 1% of you adhere to this, I am accomplished. I don't expect every one of you to go for that. I have to say that this is wonderful quotation in Mahabharata. You speak wise words to 1,000 people, not just one person. Talk to 1,000 people wise words. One of the 1,000 will understand. Out of those who understand, one of 1,000 will give importance, prominence. One of those 1,000 will adhere, apply, practice. One of those 1,000 will accomplish. So see that is the rate. So I'm talking this to all of you. I don't expect all of you will adhere to this, are inclined for it. But for one to catch, if it is 1%, I have to talk at least to 100%. 100 people. If it's only 1% chance, I cannot talk to 10 people. Then 1% is not even one. So at least 1% to get it, I have to talk to 100 people if the rate is 1%. And the last statement of Mahabharata is that those who have accomplished that, they have adhered to wisdom, accomplished it. They are not amongst you to testify, verify that this is a success. So you will not be able to testify that this wisdom is fruitful. Because he is getting fruits in other world. And therefore the mortals here will never know that this wisdom is fruitful. Because for those for whom it is fructified, they are not in you. They are not amongst you. They are in another world. Therefore, the world will never be convinced that wisdom is good. Because for whom it is proved it is good are not amongst you, they are beyond you. They are in another world. So that's a passage in Mahabharata which comes. Okay, all of you come on the mat. And go for Trikon. In case that is not your option, you can go for any other option, Pada, Mushta, etc. Trikon on the right. Pradeshchar, Mindeshchar given prominence. Pradeshchar, Mindeshchar given prominence. And the posture coming as a side dish. Such as what you call as Birchita Thesa. मूठभर तोंडात घालणार का? It should be there. Now watch. Breath gesture, mind gesture. What is the process? What is the purpose? As the process is changing from person to person, the purpose will change from person to person. So that will commensurate with your qualification reservation. So you can undo and redo. So sometimes see that it is predesture major and try to circumscribe the whole process that you use you do the voluntary breathing, heavy duty, normal duty, feather touch duty, panchavayu breathing, and then allow that to do. It's not only you do in predesture of yoga, asan, it is not only what you do for breath, what the breath does, what the breath can do. It has a cognitive head, cognitive head, sensitive head, awareness head, memory head, thought head. So also the mind gesture. You do for your mind, that is, make it neutral, make it even, make it depolarized, make it out of world. The mind should be out of world. Because in the world, we are always in a gravity. Therefore, to escape from the world, the concept of escape velocity. That's called cryogenic technology. To escape the gravity of the world, the technology is called cryogenic. And you escape the gravity of the world, and then you are out in the space. So you will change on your own, see that you are doing studiously. Identify the content of study. So with neutral mind, the study has a unique process, purpose, caliber, rather than tainted mind, dented mind. So the mind should be free from any dent and taint. That is called neutral mind. Then that will help you harvest the wisdom. To be intelligent is one thing. To be wise is another thing. So for wisdom, to harvest the wisdom, you must have neutral mind, even mind, equal mind, depolarized mind. So do you identify anything that there is something for you to read in the back, read in the spine, read in the waist, read in the chest, read in the lip? Anything readable, not just doable, readable. And that reading, is it knowledgeable? All readings are not knowledgeable readings. To understand what is the knowledge process in the internal realm, this is called adhyatma gyan. Now inhale and come up. Turn the 14 feet together. Now we'll go for a variant of Trikonasana. another variant of Trikonasan, where I want you to go to the wall. Rather than keeping the back foot to the wall, I want you to keep the front foot to the wall and take the other arm over the head to the wall and use it as a lever fulcrum. Did you do it? Look here. If you are not understood and not sufficiently clear. Yeah. We need not touch the wall also. Your head trunk is longer. Now this hand should come over and use it as a fulcrum, leverage for you to do a different Trikonasana than you did there. Okay. Now this should be for breathesture and mindesture. And incidentally, posture. So now this arm is functional rather than what you did there or you did on the waist. Bend elbow. So what is the function here? Now what is the function here? These are two different functions. So I want this arm which is over the head. We should go over the head and touch the wall functionally. So that then done in the middle. So go to the column, go to the support. If you want a brick to the bottom hand, you can take it. Right leg forward. You may touch the foot in case your trunk is not out of proportion long. Many times the trunk is sometimes very long than the limbs. So you can touch if the head is not touching the wall. The top hand over the head. Don't have to straighten it. Bent elbow will do. It will work as a better fulcrum and lever. And then press it. And now find out, is it not different Trikonasana for you? Now find out how is the breathesture, mindesture. How this variant is for breathesture, mindesture. Otherwise, it's a variant for posture because you do differently. And most of the anchor teachers will teach you this also because there is a different posture. You will do a different posture. So how will you use the top hand functionally? So E1 mind, that's mindesture. And then figure out what the E1 mind does. E1 mind has different conation, cognition, sensation, perception, memory, thought than uneven mind. And now the other side. Turn around the other side. So how will you use that top arm functionally? So maybe you'll have to do more than once and twice and thrice to make the arm more productive, more functional, more useful. In the first attempt, you will not be able to figure out where to place the palm, how to place the palm. I have not said arm should be straight, arm can be bent. So try to experiment. Many of you are stuck there. Try to do an experiment. Suppose you are turning the palm down. Can I change it to another process? Will it work better? So try to experiment. Try to experiment. Because teachers otherwise instruct and therefore you don't experiment at all. But you are veterans of several years, so you will have to experiment. Straight arm and bent arm, which is working better? Up, which is working better? Where you place palm. If you place on different spot, how does it work? So try to experiment. Try to experiment. And yesterday only I told you experiment is based on a formal process. Some formal education should be there. Then you can experiment. Let go. So you'll have to do this umpteen number of times to really figure out what is the optimum way of doing it. Where should you place the top palm? So you'll have to try differently as an experiment. Some of your fingers were pointing down and you stayed there. Suppose you turn it other way, what happens? Otherwise, usually in a class, what happens? We instruct and you do only that way. So it doesn't give any play for you, freedom for you to experiment. And that's why we miss yoga. I have mentioned in my book the various forms of yoga. Sayog, Viyog, Upayog, Viniyog, Prayog. Many of you did not understand Guruji was giving importance to Prayog. He did not have dogma that I should do this way and did that way. Come here. You all have dogma to do this pose. I should do this way. What is that? I should do shoulder like this, back like this, lumbar like this, hip like this, leg like this, feet like this. You all go by dogma. Is that right, Pidvishu? Guruji was never dogmatic. Now, these are some certain things that you cannot sight and see and believe and understand. Guruji was all the time open to experiments. He kept on experimenting. Prayoga is an important aspect of yoga. That is why yoga can come handy for lifetime. If you are going by dogmas, then what is fit today will not become fit after another 10 years. It will not be fit for another stage in life or another condition in life. So understand the base of being dogmatic. So whatever asan Guruji did, it was not that he was adhering to dogma. He was trying to experiment. He was trying to explore and experiment all the time. So that Prayoga aspect, when it is given scope, then your yoga will become suitable for you for a greater duration in life. And because of the dogma, many people say, now it is not suitable, and therefore we don't do it. Guruji never said until his 96 years that now it is unsuitable. He was every time exploring, discovering, and experimenting. So understand Prayoga is an important aspect, but we create an indoctrination in our teachings that we make them dogmatic. This is the only way to do. And we don't have flexibility. We don't have open architecture. Guruji never had dogma for any asana. And that's why he did asanas in different stages. So you can get Natarajasan when he was in 30s and 40s. You get Natarajasan when he was in 50s and 60s, which is light on yoga when he was 50. He did 70s and 80s and 90s. So it was all modified. Otherwise, the light on yoga, Natarajasan, was not suitable when if that was dogma, then he would not have done at the age of 90. So we are giving a danger in the indoctrination because of instruction. If I instruct you, you will only do that way. Why will you experiment? Tell me. You won't experiment at all. So understand where the instructional yoga should cease. Don't be lifelong teaching a person technically, harden, tighten, straighten, stretch, rotate. Give freedom for the person to experiment. Prayoga is a very important concept of yoga because the whole tradition has been saying yoga is a Prayoga prominent process. Otherwise, you all want to know what is perfect, and I will only do the perfect. What is right? Tell me. I will do only the right. Now you will be going for Untitled Parsvakonasan. I want you to do in such a way that you will top hand will grip and you will try to pull back. go back, no bend, pull, go back, go back. So the hooking the finger will affect decompression, latitudinal spacing. So it should be pulling process, not just earlier Trikon you placed it and rotated. Now pulling and then use for rotation as well. So I want this Parsvakonasan. You call in English lateral extension pose. So this lateral extension pose should be given prominence, highlighted. So you go as far as possible so that the pull is augmented, escalated. So you can hold the grill, you can hold the ring, start, take your place. You can go to that Vibrancy panel, push it away and use that for top hand. So you have to come as far as possible with your front leg in square. You have to come as far as possible and give that exalted extension. Now gesture and posture. Now gesture and mind gesture. The posture coming as lightning. So as I said, mind gesture, neutral mind. Then see the conation is a different culture. Cognition is a different culture. The content of conation is different. What you get by conation is different because of neutral mind. Cognition, what you cognize is different because of neutral mind, even mind. The perceptions are different because of even mind. So conation, cognition, perception, thought, memory, all will be different. Content-wise and wise. Now you can change the sides. So with the grip, pull back. So find out how far you can bring the left leg away from the wall, not losing the square. So use that pull even for rotation. Armpit rotated so that it faces the ceiling. So how much is the act of reading, watching, observing, sensing, cognizing, comprehending, understanding? We don't bother to understand yoga. We just want to practice yoga. And that's why it has become yoga. What do you practice? I practice yoga. If I ask you, what do you know about yoga? You will not be able to speak even for facial paralysis. But you will do for 3 hours and 4 hours. But if I say talk about yoga, okay, inhale and come up. And come out. So it's a knowledge process. Your embodiment itself is a book. And by reading that, you will have a lot of material to say that you know something about yoga and you can talk about yoga. I know people do yoga. Sanjay Yegara. So he has a record that he has done 60 minutes of Shirshasana. Now, if I tell him to speak on Shirshasana for 6 minutes, he will have facial paralysis. He can do 60 minutes. Talk about it for 6 minutes. Because we don't identify it's a knowledge process, we miss that. We think it is activity process. So you can do yoga for 2 hours and 3 hours. Some of them practice even 3-4 hours. Particularly foreigners, when they come to India, they have nothing else to do. They don't have domestic front at all. So they can be doing hours and hours and hours. But talk about yoga. Speak about yoga. Because we have not identified the knowledge process there, knowledge content there. And therefore, many of you think, because I talk on yoga a lot, you think I might be Horatius reader. I might have read a lot. Book is not source of knowledge. Because there were no books 300-400 years back. You did not have published books 300-400 years back. But the knowledge pursuit was there. Therefore, we don't have expression, somebody is well read, like in English. Somebody is well read. Now, you could not have had any well read person 500 years back, 1000 years back. No books were available. What is there to read? Who is going to read? So you have, in English, you have this expression, is a well read person. While in vernacular, we don't have that expression. We said Bahushruta. Because people have been talking for countless years. People have been talking for countless years, and for countless years, people have been hearing the talking people. But not for countless years that somebody is reading the book, somebody is writing the book. Reading and writing was not in fashion. In the form of book, because you need a book if you want to be reading. And that's why the Western civilization is infant. Because they can only have well-read person. That means their knowledge doesn't go beyond 400, 500, 16 years, 1,000, 2,000 years, because there are no books to read. Whereas we have the expression Bahushruta. Hearing has been going from a timeless time. Reading is not there from timeless time. Reading is a very recent development. And the whole world believes in reading to be well read. In yoga, your embodiment itself becomes a book to be read. So you carry your book of yoga with you. And you don't read your own embodiment. You do not read the interaction of body, mind, breath, senses, psyche, concepts. It's a book to be. That's why you do and not just capable. Any youngster is capable to do. Get a young girl and young boy capable to do Parsvakonasan, Parsvakonasan, adhyatma, Natrajasan, capable to do. But there is much to read in what you do. Embodiment is a readable entity. Embodiment becomes a readable entity only in yoga, not otherwise. You can read the spine rather than only activate the spine. You can read your waist rather than only activate the waist. You can read your limbs rather than merely activate the limbs. So therefore, it is unique realm of pursuit of knowledge. None of you will believe if I say, which is absolute truth, I have not read one single book from beginning to end in last 30 years, 35 years. I did read a lot of reading before that, but in last 35 years, I have not read. So I am not well read for last 35 years. I was well read 35 years back, but for last 35 years, I have not opened one single book and read from first page to last page. Because I have other books available for me to read. Now in modern times, you have books, e-book, etc., which you can read. You do read. So that is modern technology that it has given you. That you don't have to have paper-made book out of stationery and then you have to read it. Now, without paper, you have books to read. That is because of technology. Before this technology, we had the books to be read. Our own embodiment is the book for adhyatma. That should be read. Because you and me are meant for as kshetra gniya. Kshetra should be known and not just had. You just can't have a kshetra, which is the field of body and mind. You just should not think that you have a field of body and mind and you have it and it should be had. It should be known. You are supposed to be kshetra gniya and not just kshetrapati, kshetrastha, kshetrapala, but kshetra gniya. So Adhyatma tells you that this embodiment is not just to be used by you in the life, it should be read. It should be known. It's a knowledge content. And not utility content, because you all use the body and mind. We know it is very useful. Body is useful, mind is useful. So it's a utility component that we have identified, and we use our body, mind, and senses. We don't know them. We don't think there is something to know. We try to know through them, and we do not know them. Adhyatma says know them, not only through them. So yoga is a wonderful scheme. It's not just to keep fit and healthy. It is for you to know body-mind interactions, interplays, interface, body-mind, breath, senses, psyche, speech, etc., etc. There is a lot to read in what you do. You only see what there is a lot to do. As a youngster, you will have a panoramic view. Oh, there is a lot possible, lot to do. I should do everything. I will be getting motivated too if you are young and rubber girl. If you are rubber body, if you are rubber body girl, you can do many of these positions. Anyway, go to rope Shirshasana or alternately Supta Mustasana. Occupy the ropes, rope Shirshasana, or go to Supta Mustasana. So these poses are more suitable for the precept of the day. So far you did, they were not suitable. Now the Pradeshchar and Mindeshchar measure. Pradeshchar, Mindeshchar measure. Posture will come incidentally. Because all the other earlier positions like Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasan, Ekapada Adhomukha Svanasana, Trikon, Parsvakonasan, posture became more important prominent. That you have to get it, you have to get it, you have to get it, and not that you have to know it, not that you have to know the protecture, mind gesture. Now, it is such a position that you don't have to do much for the body, on the body, in the body. So therefore, more appropriate position for breath gesture and mind gesture, which are the precept of the day. So earlier I gave you not so suitable, and then I said figure it out. Figure it out. अजून खाली संजय रोप कबरेच्या खाली आहे पाहिजे ती प्लेटला आला पाहिजे अजून खाली घे कबरेच्या खाली घे साईडने घे साईडला अटकलाय understand enormous scope for watching, observing, sensing. These are all instruments of knowledge. Much more than doing. Cognitivity. So here you have cognitivity, perceptivity, sensitivity, awarenessivity, observation. Experience. Because you are also experiencing, you are not just doing. Teachers only teach you to do Trikonasana. Have you done? Have you done? Okay, come on. Parsvakonasan. Do it. Do it. Do it. Have you done? Have you done? Okay, done it? Come on. Virabhadrasana. Do it. Have you done? Have you done? Come on. So, these are that indoctrination has now become unsuitable. It was suitable then, not now. So, you should be telling them experience your Trikonasana. After having taught for some time, a student has done 100 or 200 times of Trikonasana, then you can say, what is your experience? Go for experience. What do you experience? What do you feel? What do you sense? What do you cognize? What do you perceive? So that will give rise to knowledge process. So rather than doing the spine, Salaguta will say, know the spine. Allow the spine to know. Rather than doing the back, allow the back to. You do the back, know the back. Otherwise, teachers will only tell you to do the back, do the chest, do the waist, do the abdomen, do the legs, do the arms, and then that is accomplishment. You are done everything? Okay. Another pose. Next pose. So you should know the anatomy. Allow the anatomy to know. Breathesturally and mindesturally. Understand it's a unique realm of knowledge than what is in physical culture and posture. Change the sides, Padamushta. So when it comes to visual act, you see through the eyes. And you think eyes are meant only to see something, see through something, see something. But yoga tells you, see the eyes. Let the eyes be seen. Let the eyes be object, not just instrument. So find out, is there anything to behold in the eyes, about the eyes, with regard to eyes, with respect to eyes? Otherwise, the worldly process will never tell you that eyes should be seen. Eyes should be seeing. Eyes should be seen in certain contingencies to make sure that your eyes are not red, eyes are not yellow, eyes are not tense and stressed. So in the mirror, you look at your eyes. What do you look at your eyes? Appearance, form. You don't try to look at the inherent aspect of the eyes standing in front of the mirror. So here the eyes can be seen, and it's a totally different realm what the eyes see. And what is the realm when you see the eyes? So it's a way to even close the eyes and see the eyes. You don't have to open the eyes and see the eyes. You can't close your eyes in front of the mirror and say, I'm seeing my eyes. But here you can close the eyes, yet they will show you reflection. They will give you reflection. They'll be reflected, reflecting. Okay, row people come down. So you will be, in this process, you'll be inching closer to something which is Chitta Vijnana. Row people come down, come out. Change over. The Chitta is not just the mind. Chitta is a pervasive concept. And therefore, yoga process is to objectify the Chitta, handle the Chitta, process the Chitta, manage the Chitta, carve and sculpt the Chitta, cook, fry, roast, etc. The Chitta. So like kitchen process. The Chitta gets into kitchen process in yoga. That is what is implied in yoga, that your Chitta should come on anvil, it should come on kitchen platform, it should come into kitchen processor, and there should be kitchen processes. So this is more conducive pose for the precept of the class, which I am bringing only towards the end of the class. While all those positions which you did earlier were not so suitable, compatible, facilitating for the precept of the class, which is Pradeshar Mindeshar measure. So handle the breathing, anatomical breathing, physiological breathing, psychological breathing, mental breathing, emotional breathing, psychic breathing. Find out what can you do for them, that, and what it can do. Therefore, the nature's plan, according to nature's plan, our body is a yantra. If you have yantra, a machine, some machine does something. And sometimes a machine can do what you cannot do. Or machine can do better than what you can do. Or machine can do what you cannot do, but it can do. Like if you're an old person, you can't run. But you can get into the car and you can gallop 10 times more speed than running. So if you are 70, 80 years old, you won't run. But you sit in a car, the car runs. And runs faster than you can run. Or you would have run in past. So the body is called yantra. It is for purposes and specific purposes and specific purpose. So it has been designed for that. Shariram bhoga apavargartham, Patanjali says. So the shariram is a machine, is a device Yantra, either for bhoga or apavarga. Manas is a machine, mind is machine for bhoga or apavarga. The body, mind, senses, they are all yantra for either bhoga or apavarga. And here you have to know that it is primarily for apavarga, and the bhoga is also suitable for apavarga. So the body is yantra, and that's the esoteric aspect of embodiment. Change the sides. And in Oriental culture and thought process, it's a always combination, yantra, tantra, mantra. No other community in the world knows about it. The yantra, tantra, mantra. This is these are composite aspects. So the nature made, if you think body and mind is machine, it is not man made. It is nature made, Vidhata made, creator made, and therefore there is yantra, tantra, mantra. So the Oriental technology is totally differently based. It doesn't need only physics for technology. Modern technology is all based on physics. The concept of vimana, that means airplane, has come in our scriptures. But that doesn't mean it is based on aeronautics. All the Deva Devatas have their vimana. So they can commute in space. But that doesn't mean it is based on aeronautics. So there are vimana, non-aeronautical, but today we know only aeroplanes which are aeronautical. Row people come down. All of you come up. Now finally we will go for setuband of any kind except the brick. Independent setuband at the wall, etc., or on a bridge or on a bench, except the brick. Go for use any box prop for setubandha sarvangasan, or you can do even independent using a belt for elbows. You can put your feet to the wall in case if you want that assistance. So all of you go to setubandha sarvangasan. Because there are under 5 minutes to go or curtain down of the class on the class. So go for Setubandha Sarvangasan. Now, in Setuban Sarvagasan, give importance to mudra concept. Because I told you any asan has a mudra. Every asan has a mudra. Uddiyana mudra and allied mudras. So post-exhalative retention. Post-exhalative retention. Mudra is the sense of lock, seal, gesture. So set right, a good lock, good gesture, a good seal. And repeat couple of recovery cycles. So do the Panchavayu mudra, set of mudras, heavy duty exhalations, set of mudras, normal duty exhalations and set of mudras, light duty exhalations and set of mudras, Panchavayu exhalations and set of mudras. Swara Kriya and mudras, Varna Kriya and mudras, Nama Kriya and mudras. You can intermittently do that. You can take a break. So the mudra is important. Concept and idea and process of mudra is important to really include and address this esoteric anatomy, esoteric physiology. And having the esoteric on anvil is an important process for essential yoga. You can't just do your yoga on peripheral body and mind, surface body and mind, exoteric body and mind. You'll have to do something to include the esoteric to participate, partake, and part with. And mudra is an important concept in technology of yoga. Asanas, kriyas, mudras, bandhas. So classical yoga mentions about it. You can let go, take a break as well. Those who are doing independently, you can undo and redo. It should not be punitive position. So have the cognitive process while you are introducing mudra, experience, perception, cognition, sensation, observation. Anyway, thank God the time is up. So you get the reliever from me. So I'll go down, slide down, whatever is your pace. And come up, come out. That marks the end of the class. Untie the wall ropes. Put the ceiling ropes back.
Thank you, Prashant.
Thank you.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam, pranam.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam, sir.
Pranam, pranam.
Pranam, sir. Thank you, sir.
Shubha Dhanatrayodasi, Shubha Deepavali.
Prashant ji, may I?
Namaskar, sir. Namaskar.
So today evening, Patanjali Jayanti, 5 o'clock.
మీ పాద పద్మములకు నా శిరష ప్రణామములు ప్రణామములు.
I did not get the link. Please get the link.
Shubh Deepavali, Prashant ji.
Okay.
प्रणाम सर,
नमस्ते।
धन्यवाद।
नमस्ते प्रशांत जी।
नमस्ते, नमस्ते।
Thank you, Prashant sir. Thank you.
प्रणाम सर.
प्रणाम, नमस्कार.
Sure.
Okay, goodbye all of you.
Yes, sir. Good.
खूप जणांनी केले. काय पण बेजार आहे. माहिती आहे.